The Board in Public Works and Safety meeting for March 2025 is now called to order. All members and legal counsel are present. First on the agenda is the approval of minutes from March 13th, 2025.
Move for approval.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the minutes as presented for March 13th, 2025. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next are claims for payment. We have a corrected claims for payment from March 14th, 2025. It should be $540,008.37.
Make a motion to approve the corrected claims for payment for March 14th in the amount of $540,008.37.
Aye.
We have a motion and a second to approve the corrected claims for payment for March 14th, 2025. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next are claims for payment for March 21st, 2025 in the amount of $348,125.48.
I'll make a motion to approve claims for payment for March 21st in the amount of $348,125.48.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve claims for payment for March 21st as presented. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next are payroll claims for payment in the amount of $935,873.81.
I'll make a motion to approve payroll claims for payment for March 21st in the amount of $935,873.81.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the payroll payments for payment as presented for March 21st. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We do have one other payroll claims for payment from March 12th in the amount of $63,116.70.
And I'll make a motion to approve the payroll claims for payment for March 12th in the amount of $63,116.70.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the payroll claims for payment for March 12th as presented. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, our request. We have new handicap signs for 304 Northeast Street, 306 Northeast Street, and 218 Kinsey Street. This one has been denied. Officer Ridgway, good to see you again.
Good to see you. So the 218 Kinsey Street was denied simply because on the application it states that there is a garage access. However, I have no objections to it being approved, but I would request that you guys make that amendment based on, she would like to testify on that as well, speak.
Come forward and state your name, please. And your address for the record. Sorry about that.
Okay, my name is Mary Clark. The address that's in question is the 218 Kinsey Street. It's my mother's home. She's been there 55 years. And the garage still has all my dad's stuff, who passed away 3 years ago. It's full. We can't park in there. I can't park on the driveway because it goes such a slant, she'll fall. And her health is deteriorating. And her neighbor has 5 cars, so we never have parking in front of the house. And that's the only way. Grocery, we found out yesterday she's got skin cancer on her face, so there's more appointments. I mean, I've had $200 worth of groceries, and I've had to just stop in the middle of the street and turn my blinkers on because I can't get her groceries to her house. So that's why we're requesting it, is there is a garage, but I haven't had the heart to clean my dad's stuff out yet, so I can't park in there, and we can't do the driveway, so.
Understood.
So do you live with your mother? Or your mother
I do not live
you?
with my mother. I just retired. My brother actually lives with her, but he works full-time. I just retired. I am her complete transportation.
Really, the reserved spot would be actually for you then to be able to park at the house?
To get her to and from, yes. And, I mean, my brother, when he's home, he's gone all day, so I take her places through the day, and then if they, like, go out for dinner or something like that, then he would use it in the evenings to make sure she can get to and from the house.
Well, if there are no further questions, I'll make a motion to amend the agenda to for an approval instead of a denied for 218 Kinsey Street.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve, to change the agenda to read, to be approved with new handicap signs. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we'll go back and approve all of them at this point.
So I'll make a motion then to approve the new handicap sign requests for 304 Northwest East Street, 306 Northwest East Street, and 218 Kinsey Street.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the new handicap signs as presented. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next are street closures. We have the Richmond Pride closure.
Yes, that's going to be for June 28th from 7 a.m. to approximately 7 p.m., and that's going to be Elm Place. They do have barricades in place, just like they have in previous years for the closure. And then I do believe they are going to make social media posts as well, making people aware of the closure.
Fantastic.
I would make a motion to approve the closure of Elm Street from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on June 28th for the Richmond Pride Festival.
I will second the motion, but I do have some questions
Yes.
before we go ahead and vote. In looking at Elm Street on there, on the closure, there's a lot of cars that park on, I kind of call it an alley, but it is a street. There's a lot of cars that park in there all the time. Will those vehicles interfere with what the Pride group is wanting to do on that particular street?
should not.
Okay,
No,
see
they
no
should not,
problem.
because they should already be there. Those are usually employees that, for the businesses that park there.
Okay.
If necessary, they can reach out to the businesses, and I can relay that information to Benjamin. Prior to, if necessary, he can reach out to the businesses and let them know to park in that alley under the bridge, if necessary.
Got you. Only question I had, yeah.
Okay.
So we have a motion and a second to approve the street closure for the Richmond Pride. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next on the agenda for street closures is an emergency street closure for East Main between 9th and 10th Street.
So this is the same road closure from last week that I presented for Hunt for the materials, same time frame. The businesses will be closed during that same time period. It will not affect anybody's hours of operation. They just were not able to get the materials in on time, and then they just asked that we move it to this week.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the road closure on March 24th on East Main between 9th and 10th Street as presented. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next is signage. Bad Dad Pint and Slice. Sorry, does that say print? Print, actually, sorry.
I should say pint.
Pint, it's a typo.
I would say, it's supposed to say pint. It says print, though.
Sorry, Big Dad Pint and Slice.
So Dustin kind of helped me a little bit on this one. They're requesting to hang their sign on the corner of the building at 413 North 8th Street. From their plans, it looks like it's going to hang over just a little bit, and that requires Board of Works. It's going to fall out of their property and onto the Board of Works in the air, so it just needs approval for that.
Dustin, can you give a little bit more?
That's about the extent of it. It's a new business that's going into a building in the Depot District, and they have a sign request. It adheres to all of our zoning requirements. We just, whenever anything projects over the public right-of-way, Board of Works has to approve it.
All right, thank you for that.
Yeah, I went down and looked at it, and I looked at all your information that you gave, and I really see no problem at all with it. I'd move for approval.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the signage for Bad Dad Pint and Slice. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Glad to have a new business.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Next on the agenda are contracts. Contract number 206-2024 for Wallace Heating and Air.
So, Mr. President,
Ms. Vessels.
Kim Vessels, Assistant City Attorney. So this contract had been prepared by the Law Department. The checks and balances within the Purchasing Department caught a scrivener's error that I made. So I wanted to ask the board to entertain a formal motion to note a change to correct the discrepancy within the boilerplate itself. It should have been $5,550. I accidentally omitted the $50. The original draft boilerplate. This will not otherwise change the contract in any shape or form, won't change the scope. So unless there are any questions, I would ask the board to entertain a formal motion to note that for the minutes and for the record, and to entertain the motion to change and correct the discrepancy that I can make in our system.
Move for approval.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve contract number 206-2024 based on the noted Scribner's error by Kim Bessels. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is contract number 32-2025, towing of city-owned vehicles, Pardo. And present this will be Karen No, Purchasing Manager.
Good evening.
Evening.
The attached contract 32-2025 was sent to all wrecker services that have previously participated on our rotation. If they were interested in bidding on the regular city vehicle towing, they were to complete and return the contract along with all the other needed documents. We received the contracts back from Pardo's and Inglewood. You can see their bids there. So according to that, we would like to award the bid for towing of regular city-owned vehicles to Pardo's as the lowest, most responsive, and responsible bidder.
Move for approval.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve contract number 32-2025, the towing of city-owned vehicles to Pardo, as presented by Karen O. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is contract number 33-2025, towing of heavy city-owned vehicles, Pardos.
Same scenario, we sent the contract to all the same vendors, and we received back Pardo's and Inglewood bids once again. You can see there, and we recommend to award this one also for heavy city-owned vehicles to Pardo's.
And I'll make a motion to approve contract number 33-2025 with Pardos.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve contract number 33-2025, towing of heavy city-owned vehicles to Pardos, as presented by Karen O. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Next is contract number 38-2025, All For You Lawn Care, will be presented by Inspector Cedric James.
If I can read this right tonight.
My computer's down, so you're accurate tonight.
Attached, you will find contract number 38-2025. 3 requests for bids were sent out and 2 were received. All For You Lawn Care, $500. Red Dog Enterprises, $750. A1 Real Estate Solutions, Inc. were non-responsive. I ask that contract number 38-2025 be approved and not to exceed the amount of $500 for All For You Lawn Care for the emergency cleanup of property located at 627 South 7th Street.
Move for approval.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve contract number 38-2025 to All For You Lawn Care, as presented by Cedric James. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
I did that wrong. So you threw me up for a curve there, Ken. Next on the agenda is contract number 40-2025 to Corson Fire and Security Incorporated. And presenting it.
So, Assistant Chief Crofta. So this contract is going to be for security monitoring services from Corson Fire and Security. It's also going to include, the security monitoring services are going to be for 403 South Q Street, which is our police garage. And then it's also going to be for fire extinguisher checks at the police department located here at the city building. Not to exceed $515.38.
Move for approval.
Well, second?
We have a motion and a second to approve contract number 40-2025 to Corson Fire and Security Incorporated, as presented by Assistant Chief Crofta. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next are change orders. Change order number 1, contract number 182-2024 to O'Rourke Demolition Specialists. Presenting on this will be Beth Fields, how are you?
Good evening, good, how are you? Hey. So we are requesting approval of change order number 1 to contract 182, 2024 with O'Rourke Wrecking. This is in conjunction with the demolition of the building at 601 East Main Street. Change order number 1 is an amount not to exceed $132,954. This is for addressing the unsuitable fill that was in the loading dock area that is now going to be removed, and then we will be filling that area in with number 53 limestone. That will then be compacted to 98% of the dry materials maximum density that is required to make that suitable for building of the new apartment complex there. This makes the new not to exceed amount for their contract $843,954 for that contract. This is being funded by the Indiana Economic Development Corporation's Regional Economic Acceleration and Development Initiative grant. The city is directly purchasing the number 53 limestone for the project because our bulk pricing allows us to save over $30,000 on this project. So we will be purchasing that directly. This will be a time and materials project, so thus the not to exceed amount.
What's the time frame on doing that? Are they going to start right away?
Yes, they are going to start right away. Once this is approved, then it will go to them for signature. And then once they sign, then they will schedule to begin picking up the materials and to relocate the equipment here for the work.
And what is the variance between what it was supposed to have cost and what it's going to cost now? How, roughly, what's that dollar amount with this change?
So it was originally $711,000.
Okay. You said it was 8.
It'd be the 132.
Yeah, just
plus
confirming.
with the additional, yeah.
Just confirming. Okay.
If there are no further questions, I'd make a motion to approve change order number 1 to contract number 182-2024 with O'Rourke Demolition Specialist.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve change order number 1 to contract number 182-2024 to O'Rourke Demolition Specialist. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Beth, while you're here, I do have a question that I'd like to ask on the, down by Little Sheba's, on all the new work that they did and the trail that came in. My question is, are they going to plant shrubbery in that rough area that's left down there? What's going to happen in that?
The project is not complete yet. They had to shut down the project for winter. The construction season ended. So the construction season can resume on April 1st. So they have another 90 to 120 days worth of work to complete the project. So there's significant additional work that's to be completed.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Next on the agenda are petitions. We have curb cuts for 309 Garwood Road.
If there are no questions, I'll make a motion to approve the curb cut at 309 Garwood Road.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the curb cut to 309 Garwood Road as presented. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Anything else before we call tonight? No? All right, we are adjourned.
Yep.
You are watching Whitewater Government Television, WGTV, Channel 11, part of the Whitewater Community Television family of